Welcome to the Thoroughly Wrong Project with Lalo and Bob. We appreciate you spending some time with us today. Let's jump right into that weekly dose of things you can disagree with. Take it away, guys. As with all things internet, the Thoroughly Wrong Project is not immune to technical difficulty. During today's recording session, a software failure caused a data loss, resulting in the first 7 minutes of the podcast to become unusable. We apologize for this, but hey, fuck it. There is the possibility that we could have been thoroughly wrong anyway. So now let's join this conversation in progress. The problem is, here comes the truth. Here comes a lie. And like you said, some of those will go to their grave screaming fuck liberals. But the problem we have here is during this time period where we're trying to make this transition to get these people out of this mindset, we're having things like recall elections, which will bring in some people like fucking Larry Elder, and he's like, well, we're going to end the mask mandates, we're going to end the vaccine mandates, we're going to do this, and it seems like more Trumpian politics, more problems for California, more problems for America, while these people will not listen to the fucking truth. And while I've said in the past that you have to let people believe what they believe, I don't think so anymore, man. I'm starting to slowly change my mind that you got to stop this motherfucking train of lies that's carrying us to disaster, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like hard to even think of any way to stop it, you know? Because like, if you say like, okay, well then what do you propose? Like, it's hard to even think of something because it's like you really start to think about it and it's like, well, what the fuck can we actually do to stop that, you know?
Right.
And I mean, even like when it comes to this recall election, like, you know, Larry Elder, like he has this huge following and, you know, he's like the front runner and stuff like that. But like, if you listen to his ideas, they're so like dumb and like stupid and they make no sense. And, you know, so but you know, they just love hearing it. Like whatever he says, like, oh, I'm going to end mask mandates like fucking day one.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, hell yeah, that's my guy. But it's like, if you look at his ideas, like they're just bad ideas.
Yeah.
You know, to like fix homelessness, to fix, you know, the economy. Like he's going to lower taxes when we literally just had a surplus this last year. Like
yeah. I know, dude. How much was that surplus?
I think it was like 50 something or like 70 something billion.
Now here's a question that I have for you that you might know the fact. Was it a real surplus?
I mean, yeah, like we brought in more money than we spent due to like higher taxes on, you know, like the wealthy people. And I mean, if you think about it, in like the last year, like that whole, you know, 2020, you know, you would see all the headlines like, you know, the rich got richer while the poor got poorer.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's true. So therefore, they ended up paying more taxes because they made so much more money. So, I mean, it makes sense.
I'm just dubious. You know,
that's why we're getting like the California stimulus. I think it's like rolling out these next few weeks. Like I don't think there's any other state that's doing like their own individual like stimulus like checks and stuff.
No, not that.
And this is the second one like for California. The first one was a few months back. So, I mean, it just goes to show you like some of these things, you know, do turn out pretty well. Like they were predicting like, you know, like record deficits, but you know, we ended up having a surplus.
Yeah, that's why I'm dubious of was it real? Because it seemed like everything they said was, oh, we're fucked. We're screwed. Here we go, you know?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, there wasn't any like hey, we might be wrong. There might be there was nothing. It was like, hey, we're fucked on Tuesday. And guess what? Wednesday morning we wake up and we got $50 million or 50 billion or whatever it is. And it's like, I don't know, man, especially when the leadership was under fire at the time. And it just seemed like all of a sudden we got all this money and let's talk about that. So I just don't trust. I can show you know as well as I do. You've been in college. Have you ever taken a stats class?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could manipulate data to say whatever the fuck you want it to say.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they weren't like anticipating, because I think, you know, when they were like saying those predictions and stuff, like they were just thinking like the whole economy is gonna like bomb, you know,
right?
Like in this year, but they weren't expecting like a ton of people to make a ton of money like they did. And I think that's what kind of like threw a wrench in the plans, you know?
Yeah.
Because I mean, people made like millions and billions of dollars like this last year off the pandemic. And I mean, they're the ones that are.
Amazon did.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, that if it was my guess, like I don't know that for a fact, but I would think that had something to do with it.
In fact, Amazon made enough money to launch a giant dick into space. So
and a rocket.
And a rocket. All right. You're the straight man here. Stop that. So what do you think about this other thing? Since we're talking about this election, this recall, they actually called my wife. One of the campaign people called my wife and said, "Don't answer question 2." Made no fucking sense to me whatsoever. Like somehow, if I vote no on the recall, if I don't say, well, I want Path Ref or whoever, or Elder, whoever you're going to vote for, somehow that's going to aid Newsom staying in. But it looks like to me, if I choose no and then don't choose a secondary candidate, I'm just saying, well, I'm being like a child. Like, no, I don't want Newsom gone, and if he is gone, fuck it, I'm not voting. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, if you really think about it, the whole recall election is very like undemocratic in like the way it works. Because I mean, like you said, there's 2 questions. The first one is, do you want to recall Newsom? Yes or no? And then second question is, okay, who would you replace him with? So let's say there's like, I mean, there's like, I know there's like 40 million people in California, but like for this argument, let's say there's 10 million, right? So 5 million people, let's say it's right down the middle. Or like 4,999,000 people vote no, I don't want to recall Newsom. And then like 5,000,001 vote yes. And then out of those 5,000,001, Larry Elder gets 1 million of those votes. And then the rest of the votes are like just scattered between everybody else, you know?
Right.
So you're telling me 1 million people out of a 10 million people state like voted who the next governor is going to be?
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense.
Right? So it's like, you know, there was 4 million that were opposing it and 1 million that were backing this one candidate. And yet that 1 million won. So I mean, I just think it's like fucked up to begin with.
It is fucked up, man. How many states have this initiative, referendum, and recall?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they want to do it, like just put 2, like the first question should be like, do you want to recall Newsom? Yes or no? Yes or no? Like that's just the one question. And then after that, then if they vote yes, then you have an actual like election with like the candidates. And then, you know, I feel like that would be smarter. But yeah. I mean, even then, like, I don't know.
That's going to cost a hell of a lot of money and a hell of a lot of time, and you may as well just not have an IRR then.
Do you know if, like if he was to get recalled and, like, somebody else comes in, do they still run in 2023?
Yeah.
Like, is there, like, their term is, like, just continuous on this last person. It doesn't like restart the term.
No, it doesn't restart the term. Larry Elder will have to run in 2020. Well, 2022, right, is the end of it, and for 2023.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure about that, but
yeah, it doesn't. Getting rid of him now doesn't make any fucking sense anyway, and it costs millions of dollars to do this, and it's just chaos. It's just more fucking shit we didn't need on top of the pandemic, on top of Afghanistan, on top of the gun violence, and it just seems like nobody can get together on any. America can't get together. I mean, we can't. It seems like you watch the news and here's all this shit going on overseas. Here's all this shit going on in the country. And then the news always cherry picks these little tiny things that are going on. It's like, this is what we need to be concerned about rather than Afghanistan, or this is what we need to be concerned about rather than Biden. So it seems like I've argued for fucking years, man. 24-hour news cycles have damaged us beyond repair. We can't concentrate on any issue anymore.
Yeah. And I mean, and I think the worst part is like you said, it's a 24-hour news cycle. So like they'll talk about something for like a day, and then like the next day or like the next week, it's like it never happened. They just completely forget about it and move on to the next thing.
Right.
So it's like it doesn't even give you time to like process the information sometimes, you know?
Right.
Because it's just like bang, like thing after thing after thing. And it just gets overwhelming sometimes. And
then these people latch on to these ideals that seem to inflame us the most. Like the type of vaccine, what is it, a RNA or
mRNA?
Yeah, okay. There was an argument. She was arguing that this is brand new and all this shit, and so that's one of the reasons people don't do it, because this is a brand new type of vaccine and it's not been tested. Well, they're saying, well, fucking how many millions, probably billions of people have got it now, and the fuck up rate on it is 0.000005. What the fuck else do you want? Well, it's not FDA approved. Well, Pfizer's now approved. Yeah, but the other two aren't. And they keep presenting this, and I'd go back to it, they keep presenting this truth. Well, this type of vaccine is the same type of vaccine that they used 25 years ago. So this type is not new. And in fact, well, the vaccine, we don't know what's in it. And the dude says, well, take the time to look it up. There's nothing in it. There's the heavy metals that used to be in vaccines aren't there. He said, everything in this vaccine is natural. And that's probably why, I mean, he was a scientist. He said, that's why we're suspecting that you need a booster shot, because it's all just natural and your body's processing it faster. So he said, this is probably the safest vaccine we've ever came up with. And she goes off on this fucking tangent again about, well, you tell me that I hate when people say that it's the MMR, and it's like this rant that she has makes exactly the same amount of sense of what I just said. It doesn't make sense. And yet we turn back to it and we say, why don't you want the vaccine? Because, and they go back to the same fucking argument that she has, that it's like they're shutting out everything other than what she said.
Yeah,
and like they're muting it, like they're fucking muting it, Lalo. It seems it's the craziest thing.
Yeah, and I mean, most of their logic isn't like, it's just based on like, I don't even know what it would be called, but like their own like personal ideas of how things actually work. Like, you know, the argument of, oh well, you know, they rushed this vaccine, like they made it like in no time, like that can't be safe. When I mean, the polio vaccine took like a year to develop and like put out.
Yeah.
Was that, you know, super long? Like people think like vaccines take like fucking 20 years to make and like roll out, you know, or they'll tell you like, oh, you know, like, well, AIDS is a virus. Why don't we have a vaccine for AIDS? Do you ever think of that? Huh? It makes you wonder, huh? And it's like, no, like if you actually know how the AIDS virus works and how it's vastly different from, something like COVID,
Right.
like you would realize like why, like AIDS literally attacks your immune system. Like it's kind of hard to go at a virus that's attacking your immune system without also attacking your immune system.
Right. Like cancer treatments, you have to
Right.
fucking destroy your body in order to. So, yeah, and there's no cancer vaccine. There's no vaccine for a lot of things. And since COVID-19 is a flu, and we had a flu shot,
Right. So it's like these arguments aren't based on like reality and facts. They're just based on like, I don't know, like personal fears or just wrong like thinking, I guess.
well, I saw one of the Alabama Trump rally where they booed him. You saw that, yeah.
Now people are taking fucking like, what was it, like horse steroids or some shit?
Yeah,
Horse dewormer.
yeah. Like who's fuck started that? I
I don't
mean,
know, but I don't think it's FDA approved.
okay, that's two, motherfucker. You're the straight man here. Come on. What is it? I saw it. It's a livestock drug.
That's a
Ingesting the
dewormer.
ingesting the drug can lead to a rash, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, neurologic disorders, and potentially severe hepatitis.
Yeah, I mean, there's a state somewhere that's like, or a county in the South somewhere that's like, they're running out of it. Like all the vets and like all the feed stores, like people are coming in to buy it all up, and then they're fucking like taking it and shit.
I know. So you're looking at, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, neurologic disorders, and hepatitis. If you get the vaccine, you might get a sore arm and a fever.
So it's like, I don't know. People just, I don't know. I think it's like this idea of like government like overreach and like the government wants to control you. But like, where does that come from? I don't know. It's just like paranoia and
I
don't
I
know.
have no idea, man.
People want to be like, they want to like just live their lives like on their own and nobody bother them, but like in this day and age, like that's impossible to do, like unless you literally go live out in the fucking middle of nowhere. But even then, I guarantee you someone's still gonna find you and be like, hey, what are you doing?
I don't know. And all you hear is a jack of a shotgun. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I know what you're doing. You're leaving.
So it's just, I don't know. It's
Well, I was saying
so dumb.
after that rally, they interviewed this. I guess I don't know how they fucking choose these interviewees. I really don't, dude. It's like they chose this woman and she was innocuous looking as hell. She's like this 5 foot nothing, 150 pound round ass grandma looking son of a bitch. And they said, are you getting the vaccine? And she's like, no, I ain't getting no vaccine. I don't know what's in it. And she parroted all the things she said. And then at the end, where they're trying to get her to say something relevant, she said, well, in the end, the Lord will protect me. And that seems to be that's that argument that a lot of them, and I'm going to say most of them, fall back on. Whether or not they're Christians or not, whether or not they go to church, they fall back on that argument of like, the Lord will protect me. And I'm like, God damn, dude, you've heard that old joke, right? About the floods coming?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy, here comes the water comes up and the guy goes to the second floor and a boat comes by and the water comes up and the guy goes to the roof and a fucking helicopter flies by and he's like, nah, the Lord will protect me. And then he dies and he goes to heaven and he's like, why do you protect me, Lord? And the Lord's like, I sent you fucking somebody to your door, a boat and a helicopter. What else do you want? So it's like, I sent this vaccine. If I'm the Lord, so to speak, and people die of COVID, and they go to heaven and they're like, why didn't you protect us, Lord? It's like, well, I sent you a vaccine. Why didn't you take it? So these arguments continually fall, and yet the population of supporters of these arguments it almost seems like it grows.
Yeah, because I mean, I think COVID, like, at first contagious, and the mortality rate that it has, it's still not to the point where it's gonna affect like most people.
Yeah.
So I think that's why people still hold on to like I'll see like news articles of like it'll be like, oh, this person was a strong like anti-vax person, and then they got COVID and were in the hospital for like 2 months,
Yeah.
and now it changed their mind or whatever, or like they ended up dying. And then like literally like the first comment on those like articles or posts, it's like, well, what were their underlying conditions? And it's like people still like they don't get it. And they probably won't get it unless it happens to them personally. But chances of it happening to them personally, to that severity, isn't that bad or isn't that high. Because then you'll have the same people in the comments be like, oh, well, I got COVID and I was like sick for like 2 days and then I was good. Right. So, something's going on here. And it's like, the amount of people it's going to severely impact versus the amount of people that just, get over it or, don't really get affected by it. It's very skewed. So that belief of like, oh, it's not a big deal is just like reinforced,
Yeah.
And then I don't think you can change that.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm bringing into, I'm bringing something personal here, and at the risk of pissing somebody off that I know, and I can't help it because it's the nature of the podcast. It's the nature of what I'm trying to say here.
Pissing people off?
Pissing people off, yeah. think about what you're saying here and that's what I'm going to say to the person that I might potentially piss off. Let's think about what you're saying here. I have a person that I know that was close to my family, just recently died. I think day before yesterday. Been sick for a long time, and he went on the ventilator and blah blah blah. And no, it's the same fucking repeated story over and over again. Where no vaccine, no mask, fuck you, I'm not going to do it, and so he dies. So then I come back and we talked to another person that also knew him well, and she said, did you hear about so-and-so dying? And we were like, yeah, and that's a terrible thing. And Laura, my wife, asked her, are you going to get the vaccine now? And she's like, hell no, I'm still not getting it. And here is it right in your fucking face that you're going to die. You could possibly die. You're going to get really sick. And all you need to do is take a vaccine that might possibly give you a sore arm and make you feel feverish for a couple days. But rather than trust, I'm not sure what you distrust. And that's what might piss you off. What the fuck is wrong with you? What do you distrust so much that you will not even save your own fucking life or the life of people around you? What the hell is that, Lalo?
Ego, paranoia, I don't know, a combination of everything. Like, I think it always like comes back to the whole like lack of education,
No, college graduate, bro.
I mean, you can go to college and still be a fucking idiot. I've met plenty of them. Trust me.
You're right. I went to college with a lot of idiots, so it's cool. I'm not saying I'm not an idiot. I may be, right? We may be thoroughly fucking wrong here, dude. I mean, 10 years from now, though, it could be like everyone who took the vaccine, your dick just fell off. It's like, oh, damn it,
Yeah, but see, that's what people like, or like that's one of their like talking points. Like, oh, we still don't know the long-term effects. But the way this vaccine works, like you said, it comes like it gets processed out of your body. That's why they're talking about booster shots, because it literally goes away. And the reason the FDA took as long as they did to approve it, it wasn't because they were studying, um, like, oh, like, let's see if it has long-term effects. Like, no, like, usually with vaccines like this, like any side effect you're gonna have, you'll see it within like 6 weeks of taking it.
Right.
Like, it's nothing's gonna pop up like fucking 2 years later. So like that's what they were like studying, like how long, like if we get any like side effects, how long do they last? It wasn't like, oh, let's see if something happens in 6 months, like something new that we don't know about. They're not just fucking shooting in the dark here, like, oh, let's see if the
Right.
fucking arm falls off. It's like, oh, like some people, they'll get a fever. Let's see how long the fever lasts. Let's see how long, the arm soreness lasts. Or like some people, might get like COVID symptoms. How long do they last? And that's what they were like studying, after FDA. That's what they're waiting to get approved on,
Right.
because they want to have all that information out there. Because again, they're not going to approve something, because the minute they approved it, it kind of gives the green light for like private corporations and bodies of like government to like mandate them.
Right.
And they're not going to approve it knowing that other places are going to mandate them, and if something fucking goes wrong, they're going to get like the fucking shit suit out of them.
Right. They get sued into oblivion is what it is.
So it's like, it's safe, it's like effective. But I mean, if that still doesn't convince you, then I mean, I don't think anything's going to convince you. Like, there's just like so many reasons, like your safety, other people's safety. Like, we were talking about it last time, the way viruses work, how they mutate when there's like, a big enough population that's, unvaccinated, and the virus has like host and like time to like fester and grow.
Right.
And mutate. It'll change and they'll adapt, and they'll, the vaccines might become, less effective or not effective at all, or it might become more deadly. And just those are just things we don't know, like, because it's the virus, like it changes on its own, it mutates. So if we let that happen, we're just putting ourselves more at risk of what, new variant could come out like in the future that's even fucking worse than this.
I said earlier that you can manipulate data to say almost anything, but some data you can't, because it's very definitive. And when you have 70% of a population that is vaccinated, and the hospitals are fucking full of people that are unvaccinated, and not only full, it's more widespread than it was at the height of the pandemic last summer, then the data is suggesting, not just suggesting, proving that, look, man, everybody who hasn't got the vaccine is getting sick at a record rate. And this Delta variant is, fucking people up, killing people and putting them in the hospital and killing kids and infecting everybody. And yet, when I show you that data, you can't fucking see it. Not only are you muting the truth, you're blind to it too. You're not looking at it. You're not processing it. There's something fucking wrong here, man. And I'm literally talking to everybody that doesn't have the vaccine. Are you fucking crazy that you can't see what the fuck you're doing? Like you said, you're hosting a terrorist in your fucking body that's gonna morph into something else. It's gonna do it. It's the nature of a fucking virus. If you host it long enough and don't do anything except take a goddamn horse tranquilizer, or whatever it is, wormer, all you're doing is hosting it, and so it can outthink you. It can outmorph you, and it will fucking eventually kill your kids and kill your parents and kill your brothers and sisters and kill your fucking neighbors, all because you were stubborn because you wouldn't listen to the truth. That's inexcusable in my you know what I mean, dude?
Yeah. And I mean, I've like talked to people about it. Like, I'll see them post things, or I'll just fucking randomly see somebody on Facebook comment, and then I'll just, reply to them. And it usually always starts the same way. Like, right now, like one of the people's like biggest like things that they say is, well, people that are getting the shot are still getting sick. So like, I thought your vaccine worked, blah, blah, So, I just go in there and explain to them like vaccines like aren't meant to be 100% effective. Like no one's ever claimed that this is 100% effective. But if you look at the numbers, I'll tell them, like, if you look at the numbers, like 95% of like the people in the hospital are like unvaccinated. And then like 99% of the people dying from COVID are unvaccinated. Like, you can't look at that and then just ignore it,
Exactly.
I mean, they do, but
they do, but
like that statistic is like so like obvious to what's going on, and then they'll say something else and I'll just like try to disprove it, or I will disprove it, and then they always just fall back on like, well, it's my choice, like I choose not to do it. And then I always tell them like, it's not, the vaccine isn't just about yourself, and like preventing you from getting sick, but it's also preventing the people around you from getting sick, and it's preventing this virus from like mutating into something worse. So to me, it's more of a like, like sense of community type thing. Like, you're like, yes, you're helping yourself, but you're also helping like the people around you and like just your society in general.
Yeah.
And, I never like call them directly, but I always like throw it in there. Like, I just think it's very like selfish to not think of it that way, like, yeah. It's not just about you as an individual, it's about everybody else. And then they usually like don't reply after that, or like they'll just say some bullshit. But like, that's my way of like going at people that I try to convince or like debate with or argue with or whatever it may be. Like, I never point out, like, if I call out ignorance, I'm never gonna be like, you're ignorant. I'll just say like, it's ignorant to do this and that, and then whether they infer that I'm talking about them or just like people in general,
you're asking for a lot here, okay?
Because I mean, it's real easy, because I feel like once you like just like straight up insult people, like they'll just like they won't even hear you out,
I know.
Like, oh, don't be a fucking idiot, like stop, or like do this and do that, or like, what about this? But all they hear is like, oh, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So they kind of just like, whatever, you're a fucking idiot,
They shut.
So I just try to like, I don't know, I try to go at them with the facts first, and then if all that fails, then at the end I'll just be like, oh, well, you're a fucking idiot.
Well,
but at that point I usually like, I'm convinced, like I know for sure they're not going to change their mind, so there's no harm in calling them an idiot.
What you're did we ever, here's a good question. I like to ask these questions. Did we ever have a sense of community? I mean, I do remember when I was a child, and maybe I'm dating myself, but like my grandparents went on vacation and the neighborhood fed her fish and took care of the yard and did all the shit when they were on vacation. And when the day before they came home, a neighbor would go and clean my grandma's house so she could come home to a clean house. And that seems like a sense of community. But at the same time, there were 5 people on my grandma's party line, and they all used to listen to each other's conversations and talk about each other behind their backs. So is that a sense of community? I don't.
And that's the thing. I feel, and I was talking to one of our coworkers, and we were like, we're at a hospital here in town, and we were like talking about the vaccine and how she even brought it up, and I was like, I've always like, I've said this for a while, but she said, I just think here, like in the United States, we're very like selfish, and like it's all about me personally,
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, like that's 100% true. Like, we're all about us, like the individual. Like, we have no sense of like community or, betterment for society. It's all about, how can I make my life better? I don't really care about yours or what happens to you, or, as long as it makes my life better, that's all I care about.
Yeah, even at the expense of others.
Yeah. And I feel like that way of thinking is just like a recipe for like disaster, because I mean, like you said, most of the time for you to like for people to succeed like heavily, you have to one rely on others, if not, like you said, at the expense of others. And it's just like, I don't know, where it leads us down a wrong path, I believe.
Well, can we take that? Can we take what you just said and apply that to the amount of crime we have, the amount of gun violence we have, the kind of politics that we have now, the disagreeing with everybody at any possible time that we can do it instead of finding something to agree on? I mean, look, just those four things right there. The gun violence in our culture has to do with a loss of sense of community. It has to. It boils down to that. We don't respect anyone anymore. And this cycle of violence that comes from that is like, you killed my brother, so I'm going to kill you. And then that comes about as like, well, my brother's dead and you killed him, so I'm going to kill you. And it keeps going and going and going. There is no sense of community here. You pull the fucking trigger going down the street when children are standing and you're killing them too, just to make a point. So we're pretty much so far down the path. I don't know if there's a point of turning back at you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, when it comes to like stuff like that, I always feel like there's two ways to go about it, or there's two things we have to do at the same time to like alleviate that. When it comes to like you said, the issue of like crime or like just issues in general, that if it's like an individual case, which I mean they all are individual cases,
Right.
like let's say someone like robs a store, in like the ghetto or whatever. And then you'll always hear me arguing like, oh, like poverty is like one of the biggest like reasons why our crime is so high and stuff like that. So people like try to assume that, oh, well, you don't want to punish him and you just want to blame it on like his poverty and like, he could have killed somebody, blah, blah, blah. But what I would say is you have to like, should he be punished? Yeah, he committed a crime, like absolutely. But at the same time, we also have to look at, the root causes of why that came about,
Right.
So yeah, we can punish like the individual, but we have to do that while also like trying to fix the root source of it. Because if you just go about like just punishing the individual for, whatever it may be, you're never going to fix the problem because it's just going to keep happening. But if people, take responsibility and, if you do something bad, you're going to pay for it. But at the same time, we're also putting these things in place to prevent it from happening in the first place. That's how you're going to solve the issue, in the long run.
Right.
But people don't want to do that. People just want to be like, oh, he did this, they did that. Okay, throw him in jail. Maybe that'll teach him,
Yeah.
But is that going to teach all the other people that are thinking about doing it?
Yeah.
Or,
Nobody
no.
stops to think, hey, how did he get this way?
Right. So it's like it's like a two-front war, You have to do both, like control like the individual cases, but at the same time go after the system that caused this in the first place.
Well, I saw something, some dude from Baltimore who spent 38 years in jail. He went in, or 30, he's 21 years in jail. He went in when he was 17 for murder and got out when he was 38. And his daughter didn't recognize. His daughter was like, who the hell are you? And that caused him to think, well, then he was in his mother's house and his brother got shot. And on the way out the door, his mother said to him, he's like, I lost a son. I've lost a lot here. Somebody needs to stop this. Somebody needs to forgive. So this dude actually goes to the guy that killed his brother and said, I forgive you, and started this thing called Safe Streets in Baltimore. And he preaches to stop the cycle of violence. It's a matter of forgiveness and community. And you got to see what you're doing to your community. And that got me to thinking of like, Target stores are closing early because of this mass theft and all this shit is going on where people are just breaking the law, and not all of it's because of poverty. I mean, some of it's just animosity and this animosity for the system that they're growing up in, and at some point we have to stop and think. And I say that because looking at my culture now, what just happened in Afghanistan, everybody wants to lay blame, but nobody, and nobody wants to take responsibility. And the thing is, those 13 boys and girls died. So everyone's like, Biden's fault. Biden has to do something. So Biden does something. Drone strikes. Now it's Biden's fault that it's drone strikes. It seems like no one can do anything correctly that someone is not denouncing in a negative way.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to that situation, I think like there's no winning. Like at this point, literally nothing we do is going to like fix the damage that's been done,
Right. Right. But like you said, at some point we have to stop doing what the fuck we're doing so we don't keep repeating what's happening. See,
and I mean, like we're gonna have to use this like as a lesson, going forward about like trying to, fucking invade other countries and nation build and all this shit,
Right, right.
But I mean, to me, Afghanistan's like a lost cause. Like no matter, like you said, no matter what happens, they're gonna blame Biden for the 13 people that were killed. And I mean, I blame him too for that. Like maybe not 100%, but he has a lot to blame for that. He completely like mishandled the situation of departing and just the way and the manner in which we did it.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, like you could point to, things that were done in past administrations that led to this, or, if they didn't do this, we wouldn't be here in the first place,
Right.
So I mean, Afghanistan's just like I've said it before, like it's just a shit show. Like, I mean, I think the reason I was reading that Trump made this agreement that we were going to leave like by May 1st of this year.
Right.
And obviously that got pushed back a bit. But the Taliban told us like, hey, we'll let you guys leave, but you can't be taking like Afghan people with you. Like they have to stay here. Like if you want to take all your soldiers and like diplomats and embassy employees or whatever, Americans, you could take them. You guys could leave. Like we want you to leave, but don't like take people from Afghanistan. And then at that point, like, what do you do? Like, what do you say? Like, do you tell like people here in the United States, oh yeah, we're just taking us Americans and all these people that are, fucking clinging onto planes, like, just brush them off the plane and like, let's go.
Yeah.
But then people are going to criticize you like, oh, you're like fucking just leaving them to die.
Right.
Because you want to die there.
That's my point exactly. We can't do anything right.
And then if you do start taking them, then you get fucking attacked like we did.
Right.
Because that's the reason they bombed the airport. Because we were taking Afghan refugees away from Afghanistan. And the Taliban didn't like that. Because, obviously it paints them in a bad light. Like their fucking government, like their rule is fucking terrible that people are like, fleeing the country.
Right.
And then that's why they attacked us. But then, you can't be like, oh, well, we were trying to save people. And then they fucking killed like 13 like Marines, I think it was. And it's just like this, like you can't win in any scenario. Like you either just completely leave and let other people die, or you try to, you leave and try to help other people, but then some of our people die.
Right.
So it's like what's the end game here?
Well, I think the end game is to not fucking play the game anymore. Because, Bush set it on fire, Obama gathered the gasoline, Trump threw it on there, and then it got handed to Biden. So, yeah, it's Biden's fault, and it was handled incorrectly, but he inherited a fucking disaster to begin with, and no matter what he did, If he had stayed there, it would have been wrong. If he pulled out, it was wrong. If he pulled out slowly, it was wrong. If he did what he did, it was wrong. And it just seems like I'm so tired of all this fucking negativity. Everything everybody does is wrong. Why can't we say, you know what? Why can't we be forgiving, Lalo? Why can't we say, okay, we fucked up in the past and you fucked up. Let's see what we can do from here. Because that's the important thing. Did we learn anything? And it bleeds down into the smallest areas of our lives, this lack of unity that we have as a nation. We're not unified on Afghanistan. We're not unified politically. We're not unified about the virus. We're not unified about how schools should be handled. And mask and every goddamn thing is this polarized, politicized thing where we're being fed information on both sides. And thank God that I woke up, because I was completely on that left, not listening to the right, and you schooled me on that, and I appreciate it. No, I really do, because in order to be balanced, you have to listen to both sides. Otherwise, I don't know what they're saying. And, they might have a point, and occasionally they do. And if the right would say, you know what, the left has a point occasionally that I can agree with. So we got to meet somewhere, even if it's a microscopic fucking middle, dude, we have to meet there to see if we can broaden that demilitarized zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can both stay in that. When we meet, we can come to that Camp David and say, all right, here's what we're going to do to try to get together on this. Because if we don't, more people are going to die. More people are going to die from COVID. More people are going to die from gun violence. More people are going to die from drunk fucking driving. More people are going to die from all this shit that everybody's got their fucking opinion on. And your opinion about, okay, if you're basing your opinions in facts, it's a valid opinion. If you're basing your opinion and I just don't want to fucking do that, then you're a fucking moron and you're going to get people killed. And you're not going to bring anybody over to your side. Dude, we got to fucking calm down. I mean, we have to calm down as a country, and I have no idea where to begin.
Yeah, and I mean, going back a little bit to what you were saying about why can't we just from this situation and say okay, how do we overcome this, and how do we get better at it, or move on, or what do we do next? That's never our reaction. Our reaction is always I told you so, or this, my side was right, this would have never happened if this person was in power.
Yeah,
that's always our reaction, our first reaction. It's, see, I told you were going to fuck it up, or way to go, you fucked it up. It's not okay, something went wrong, let's try to, make it right. And I think, like you said, it's always about, my side is right, and ego, and just power, and I don't know, it's just,
yeah,
shit show.
Well, can't. There's got to be there. We have to have, my wife was saying this morning. He's like, where are the fucking leaders? Where are the leaders of rational politics? Where the fuck are they? Where are the leaders of a rational existence? Where's the Martin Luther Kings and the Bobby Kennedys? And where are these fucking people? They raise up. Remember the kids they raised up after that school shooting in Florida? Yeah. It's like they raise up, they have a voice, everybody goes, yeah, and then somebody has something shiny on the horizon. We're like, well, you do what you're doing. I'm going to go over here and look at this now. I'm not going to support you anymore.
But I mean, even people like MLK and, Bobby Kennedy, at the time they weren't seen as the beacons that they are seen as today. In their time, there was people just like now that, hated them and fucking.
Right. But Martin Luther King marched from, did the 54-mile march to Montgomery from Selma, and hundreds of thousands of people, and how many people gathered in Washington to hear him speak, and he polarized that positivity in people, and Gandhi polarized positivity in people. Our only rallies now of over 10,000 are somebody, denouncing someone or calling somebody names, or, like Larry Elder saying he's got to put people down in order to lift himself up. We need to fucking stop doing that. We need to find a person or become the people that lift other people up, instead of this, like you said, like this egoistic, my way, and I will not change because I might look stupid. I don't know what the fuck why we don't change. I have no idea. And you know what? That's not entirely true, because I've said it before. I used to be that guy, and you wouldn't even have recognized me, Lalo, because I was like, my politics were very tight, and the way I believed and the way I thought was very, I denounced everything. And not that I denounced it, I didn't pay attention to it. And when it came to me as an alternative, like veganism or exercise or positivity, I was always like, no, fuck that. I am what I am, and I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change who I am to agree with you. And that's not what it is about. It's about when a positive message comes in, if you disagree with it, you need to check yourself. If you can't see that it's going to help other people, it's not. I'm glad I changed. In the way I was before, I didn't want to change. I took pride in not listening. I took pride in holding this line of the way I was. And when I began to change, it was a fucking avalanche. When I finally opened up my mind to say, okay, yoga isn't gay, yoga's not gay. Yoga's 5,000 years old, and veganism isn't gay, and all this stuff that I held up as like, that's just for gay people. It's like, it seems like we are so, we preach that we're open-minded while we're the exact fucking opposite. The exact opposite.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just like, I wish it was as simple as like somebody believing something and then they see it like not working, and then they're like, oh, I guess doesn't work. Let me, let's try something else. But it's not. It's like they'll see their ideas not working, and then they'll still believe them.
I don't know if they believe it. I think they stop believing in it. You've got to get an epiphany about changing your mind. You got to get an epiphany here, because you can see your idea is not working, and you still hang on to it because you don't want to be wrong. You'll look, if you're wrong, and that might challenge your very existence.
Yeah, so it's like, like part of me would think, maybe Larry Elder should win and he should be governor for like this last like year, like 2 years or whatever, just so people can see how fucking stupid his ideas are. And maybe that'll make him change, And I mean, regardless whether he wins or not, like, there's gonna be, like, if he does win, he'll just get voted on the next election,
right?
And I mean, if he doesn't win, then I mean, Gavin Newsom might run again, whatever. But for this like 2 year gap or period, like, part of me would think like, oh, maybe he should win, and people will see like he's a fucking idiot. But I know that they won't. I know they'll just blame somebody else, for his failings or his bad policy,
and a lot of people would die.
Exactly. So I mean, it's just one of those things that, like I mentioned before, it's like it's hard to even come up with like a solution, because it's probably not going to work based on what they've shown you already, of how they think and how they react to things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just hard.
Oh man, dude. Well, you got to go to Sacramento, and I got shit to do. So have a good trip, man.
Thank you.
You know what? I'm going to end this like this. I talked to my wife the other day about that person in my family dying, and I said it's like this long line of people standing shoulder to shoulder, and coming down the line is a big dude punching people in the face, and everybody's thinking, well, he's not going to punch me. It's not for me. That punch ain't going to happen. And even right up until the person next to him is getting punched in the fucking face, they're thinking he'll be tired by the time he gets to me. And then they get punched in the face. So what's happening here is you are seeing, listen, everyone, you're seeing COVID-19 take out people right next to you, punching the person right next to you, and you're not listening. You're not thinking. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to, if you listen to this podcast, which I know a lot of you are now, but listen, take what Lalo and I say at face value. Look it up. Do some research. Open your mind a little bit. Don't do the research with your ideas in mind. Do the research on what everyone is saying. Is it safe? Is it effective? Look at the vaccination rates of people out of the hospital and in the hospital. Look at the death rate of people who have got it and haven't got it. And just stop and think just for a fucking second. It's not all about you. It's about the children around you. It's about the old people around you. It's about your neighbors. It's about everybody who's helping you. It's about a system of support that is slowly eroding around you because you won't change your fucking mind. And yep, I'll have to say it. All the things that Lalo and I say, we might be thoroughly fucking wrong, but we're still going to say them because this is America, man. Right, Lalo?
And I mean, like you said, when it comes to like doing your research, like don't just listen to the things that agree with your point of view.
Yeah.
Because then you're never gonna really get anywhere, you know. Don't just be like, don't Google why the COVID vaccine is not effective, you know, or don't Google why the COVID vaccine is effective. Just Google like COVID vaccine
effectiveness. Yeah.
You know, I feel like those like little words here and there really make a difference.
They do, man. They do.
So it's like, don't go in it. I mean, it's going to be hard. Like, and you know, even I'll go into topics, you know, with a bias. And I mean, that's normal. It's natural. But don't let that bias like completely like shun out everything else that's like, you know, pointing in the other direction. If like the overwhelming data and the overwhelming like facts just point into one direction, and then there's like some fucking rogue doctor somewhere that's like, oh, well, you know, I don't think it's all that safe, or, you know, I don't think it's all that effective. And then you listen to that one doctor from like fucking the middle of nowhere and like over everybody else and like all this other research, but you're sticking to that one person, then you're just, at that point, you're just doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah. Yeah. So do your research and do it as unbiased as you can. And, you know, and we're not asking you to change your mind and start going to rallies or anything. You can quietly change your mind and go get the vaccine. You don't have to even fucking tell anyone if you don't want to threaten your friendships with the idiots around you.
Yeah.
So go do it. Take action, protect yourself, protect your neighbors. And I'll say it again, we might be thoroughly fucking wrong, but man, I do enjoy being wrong sometimes, right? So have a good trip to Sacramento, brother.
Thank you, man.
I'm still thinking about going to the beach. I don't know. It's 9:13. It's early. I could be there by noon, right?
Yeah.
All right.
It's a good day trip.
That's a good day trip. All right, man. This has been Bob.
And Lalo.
And this is the Thoroughly Wrong Project. Tune in. See you next time, brother.
Later, man.
You have now experienced the Thoroughly Wrong Project with your podcast hosts, Lalo and Bob. We can now be found on Pandora Radio, Apple Podcasts, Podium Podcast, or by searching The Thoroughly Wrong Project to locate our YouTube channel. You can contact us directly by email at thoroughly-wrong@gmail.com or just leave a comment on any of our platforms. Until next time, thanks for spending your valuable time with us, and remember, always speak up and never be afraid to be thoroughly wrong. All right, listen, here's a little side note. I'm not being an I told you so. I'm not being a scold. I'm just telling a story that scared the shit out of me. Last week, my kid hung out with her unvaccinated friends after school. But what they didn't share with us is that they had an uncle in their house with COVID-19. Like normal teenagers, they stopped. They got drinks at a fast food place. They shared the drinks. They were in each other's faces. They didn't wear masks. They were just simply being kids. The next day, her friends called and they were diagnosed with COVID. But did my vaccinated child get it? No, she didn't. Did it scare the living fuck out of us? Yeah, it did. My point is, the vaccine works under the harshest conditions. Go get it today, because this isn't about freedom and it isn't about all the inflammatory language that you're hearing. This is about your fucking community. This is about your family. Stop listening to the fearmongers and go get that epiphany we talked about. Go think it through. Do the research on your own. Don't use Fox News. Don't listen to your neighbors. Don't listen to anybody. All the information you need is at your fingertips. We kind of talked about that. Figure it out. Go get vaccinated.